I'm Andrew from Andrew's Games Display, and for me, video game collecting is one of the most fun things that you can do in the entire world, because it really gives you a chance to see just how far video games have come from back, like the early 80s to late 70s to all the way to, this decade. And just see how much things have changed. And as much as I like playing games from, the modern era, I really, really love going back and playing retro games just because they offer an experience that you can rarely find in games today. Whether it's like, the high level of difficulty that some games, often there's a lot of hand-holding in games today, it's hard to deny, or the fact that, just being thrown into this massive area and not given much of a clue what to do, even though that might sound bizarre, there's something satisfying about, not having too much direction and then finally figuring out what exactly it is you were supposed to achieve. That's kind of a lot of fun. That's something you definitely do not see inside of video games today. But of course, the main thing is definitely just the fact that, you don't have to have, all these incredible graphics and this massive story in order for a game to be a lot of fun. And that's something that a lot of people these days, unfortunately, don't see. They, has to have all these hours of gameplay, and the graphics have to be this level, and there has to be this much of an in-depth story. But back then, it was more about the gamer itself developing along the way, and it kind of being their story about, they practiced day and night so that they could finally beat the final level of the game. It was the gamer's story that developed, and it wasn't always just about you bought the game, you put it in, and you instantly expected it to be you go from point A to point B, you experience the story, you beat the game, and then you go and trade it into GameStop. It wasn't always just like that. It was more about the gamer themselves developing along the way, and it was enjoyable to see yourself progress from the first time you put that game in to, a few weeks or maybe even a month or more down the line when you finally gained enough skill to conquer the game. So that is something that you definitely do not see too much in video games today, and in collecting so many cool and unique things, I have had a chance to experience some games that unfortunately have gone missed, and that's definitely one of my favorite parts about collecting video games, and definitely trying out all of the older ones that I gain into my collection. So that is exactly what I love about retro gaming. It just offers an experience that, as good as games are today, you just don't get this kind of feel when you play the games that are out now. So overall, that is why I love retro gaming so much.